The ones who have been in it the longest and are the most consistent with it are the ones that are all well known. They know everybody knows exactly who they are, what their reputation is, how they're doing, if they're nice to people, if they're not nice to people, all that stuff gets spread. So I'm gonna ask a bold question. Does being a good looking person matter about how successful you are with social media? Because I think there's some people who feel like, okay, maybe it works for this person because he's good looking, or this person's attractive, whatever that is. How much is that a factor? Do you see? And let's just be straight up with it too.
You know,
And
it's
yeah,
it's it's kind of like it really depends on. Well, I say two factors. So this question was asked. I did a webinar with my case. My case, by the way, they just acquired Wise,
nice.
and I knew about it, and I couldn't tell anybody.
They're buying everything and everything. I think
They
that's
just bought it.
awesome.
So anyway,
Yeah.
so we did a big webinar. We had about 1,000 lawyers on that webinar, and I talked about TikTok, right? And so one of the lawyers asked the same question. He said, "Oh, you're a younger looking guy. He doesn't know that I'm in my 40s, but he's like, oh, you're a younger looking guy, good looking, whatever, and it's easy for you because And I said, it depends on who you're trying to attract. And it's true that in the beginning, when I was posting on TikTok during the pandemic, I looked at my demographics and I was like 90% women, 10% men, right? But as time goes on and you start posting content that is educational, right? Yeah, some people will come to you because they want to engage, whatever. If you don't give them that feedback, like I don't come across as somebody who is teasing my audience. I'm just I call so yeah, it's true. It does help a little bit, but there's an attorney. His name is Jim Hacking. He's an older guy. He's probably 58. You know Jim.
Mhm.
And Jim, he's just the average looking guy. He's balding, whatever, and he's doing TikToks and he doesn't care, right? And his TikToks are doing well, so he's not projecting himself as the guy, because TikTok has this vertical of good looking people that people come just because they're good looking, but those people don't sell anything. Think about it, right? You've got a bunch of guys who take their shirt off, they don't make any money there, because unless they have a product or they have an OnlyFans. But in my case, I try to attract people who find me likable. A lot of my consultations, they say, "Oh, you're just like you in person. You're a nice guy." You know what I mean? So I think it helps a little bit, but it's not going to make your account. Trust
Right.
me, because they don't care if you have good value, they're not going to care what you look like,
Well said. I love it.
right?
Let me also take this moment to say how, as you mentioned, like Jim, and you mentioned names, it's a super small world online, as big as it is, and it is humongous. But the ones that are most active and the ones that are been in it the longest, it's a super small world because most of the world is filled with these short-term people that come and go.
Of
And
course.
as much as the world is concerned, they don't exist because they get forgotten. But the ones who have been in it the longest and are the most consistent with it are the ones that are all well known. They know everybody knows exactly who they are, what their reputation is, how they're doing, if they're nice to people, if they're not nice to people, all that stuff gets spread. So
Oh yeah.
to all the young attorneys, your reputation precedes you in this world. So make sure you're a good person. You treat everybody with respect because people do talk, and that gets spread much farther than you think. Um, One of the epiphanies I had with Facebook and Instagram ads very early on, it's like 5 years ago. I basically studied all the top personal injury ads, all the top, lawyer ads.
Right.
And once I saw almost 1,000 ads, literally thousands of ads, and I realized the pattern. It was the pattern
Yeah.
was the top ads was showing the result of whatever
Right.
the service was. So for personal injury, it was the Solomon check. For whatever else, a lot of settlement checks, a lot of pictures of like happy clients, things like that. Have you noticed that any result-based kind of social proof thing that you think is like integral when it comes to ads and social media and things like that?
Yeah, definitely. And I think some videos that I do, I also mention like, oh, we did this, we helped this client get a green card or whatever. I think it's important, but it should be mixed with other things, right? Because if it's only results, some lawyers they just have, how it is. Oh, we want this, we want that. Clients can read through this. They want to connect with the actual human behind the firm, and they want to make sure that they have a good connection with the firm that they can actually communicate with them, right? The clients, they want somebody that it's easy for them to deal with, and not just somebody who's arrogant or we want all these cases. I'm barely going to call you back. You know what I mean? And that's the reason. If you're on social media, the kind of clients you're going to attract are the ones that want to connect with you. because they feel connected with you. And if they call you and you're cold and you're not relatable, they're not going to want to be, there's going to be like a shock for them, and they're going to talk about it on social media. You know what I mean? So it's different. The ones that like you drive in LA and you see all the billboards and we want this and that, those are different kind of lawyers, as opposed to the ones that spend time. Because like I said, if you make those videos and you make effort to create content, it takes time, right? Nobody's paying you for that. And you hope that you'll get some results from it, but nothing is guaranteed, right? It's not like you pay $5,000 for ads. We expect to get X amount of leads, right? We pay, we get the leads. When you make content, it's not the same. You spend the time, you spend the money, you're not going to get anything for a long time, right? And so you have to be consistent, and you have to see the vision of, why am I even doing this? I can just go and pay for ads. Why would I be spending my time doing those videos and being available on Facebook and Instagram, right? It's a mindset, because you know that if you keep doing that, you will multiply your efforts with your paid ads, because you're going to have all these visibility everywhere.
Well, what's your take on the average sales cycle? Do you have any insight about that? Have you been surprised by how long it usually takes? I have some insight. Let me just share some insight that I have. Again, obviously it's practice specific, but I've done some research about this. For one of our law firms, on average, it takes 90 days. For another law firm, 50% of people are within 30 days, 50% are after 30 days. Do you any insight about that?
So again, for me, from the people that come from the videos like TikTok, YouTube, it looks like the sales cycle is under 30 days. And we checked it. Anything comes from the ads, I agree, it's about 90 days plus, sometimes longer, with the follow-up that we do and everything. But anybody that comes organically like this from videos, it's a very quick sales cycle. It's very interesting. And we track that, and we looked at when they engage and when they, it's very interesting that how it happens.
And the reason is because they've already been nurtured. They've already done the selling for the door, right? So at that point, they're just ready. Let's go.
They follow you for so long, you don't even know how long, and then they just engage.
Love it.